All right. All right.
This what your name is, Bam Bam. Your mama ain't named you Bam Bam. Your mama didn't name you Jughead. Your mama didn't name you Crazy Cat. Your mama didn't name you Dog. She didn't name you Street. She didn't name you Pimple. She didn't name you Peter. You need to go by the name.
Amen. 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 Amen.
That your mama gave.
Amen. Amen.
They changed his name to Israel. And now he walks into a new beginning, into a new life. Oh. Look what happens here. All right. In verse 28, he said, your name should no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. For you have struggled with God and with men, and you have prevailed. Then Jacob asked him, tell me your name. He says, don't worry about my name, but I have blessed you here. And Jacob named the place, for he said, I met God face to face. Let's go to 33, all the way to 4. In 33, verse 4, but when Esau ran to meet Jacob, he embraced him. He fell on his neck. He kissed him. And they wept. And he said, as he lifted up his eyes, he saw the women and the children, and he said, these things I've given you. Esau refused to take the gifts because Esau said, you don't owe me nothing. You're my brother. You was lost, but now you're found.
Amen. Amen.
You was dead, but now, because of God, you are alive.
Amen.
But let me, as I close, I want to say this one thing. I remember not long ago at the last church me and my wife and family was at. One day we were preaching, and while we were preaching at the end of the service, there was an alcoholic came into the building, came into the church, and it was like we were standing at the Red Sea. Everybody began to party and get out of his way, and people would look, oh man, what is he doing in here? He ain't got no business in here. And he stumbles and walks and twists and twists and twists and twists till he finally asked, where the pastor? Where the pastor? And I said, how you doing, sir? And he said, I want to give this to you. And he put $2 in my hand and said, I want to give this to the church.
Make it wider.
And he left. But before he could leave, he ran across a woman named Patricia, who is my wife. And she began talking to him. I really don't know what she said to him, but they had a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, I do remember we were praying for him.
Amen.
On the following Sunday, in the beginning of church service, about 11 o'clock before we even got started, there was a man sitting in the back of the church. Clothes were straight. Didn't smell like alcohol. But it was that same man that we had seen 2 weeks ago.
Amen.
That everybody was running from.
Amen. Amen.
And the people in the church were looking and putting up fans and talking about, look at his demeanor, look at how he is. They did not realize that they had talked to him like a drunk. They treated him like a drunk. So he carried the spirit of being a drunk.
All right.
Lord, don't miss it, don't miss it, don't miss it. Listen to this. In every man and woman, you have a king, a queen, or a fool.
That's right.
In every man, you got a king or you got a fool.
All right.
In every woman, you got a queen or you got a fool.
All right. All right.
How do I know which one I'm talking to? I'm glad you asked. That's a good question. By the words that come out of your mouth.
All right.
If you speak to the fool, guess who's going to show up?
All right now.
The fool going to show up. But if you speak to the king, Lord have mercy. It's time to speak to some kings in your life. It's time to talk to folks like they got sense. It's time to give God the glory.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Because my wife didn't do anything but speak to the king and what everybody else thought was a fool.
All right.